He froze when he saw the boy. Not me, not the years, not the history carved into the space between us. The child, small hand wrapped around mine, dark eyes, sharp jaw, his mouth, my silence. The boy tilted his head and looked past me. Dad? Not at him, at the man standing beside me, the rival. My ex-husband's enemy in business, in life, in everything that once mattered. The word hit the air like a clean bullet. No echo, no mercy. My ex's face collapsed first. 4 years vanished from his body in a single breath. I felt nothing, just a quiet tightening behind my ribs, the familiar pressure of control. This was not an accident. This was the end of a long calculation finally reaching its last number. 4 years earlier, he left me without trembling. Not in anger, not in shame, with logic. He sat across from me at our quiet kitchen table and said my sister's name like a business proposal. As if betrayal could be negotiated. As if blood meant nothing. She stood behind him, hands folded over a secret already alive inside her. My replacement was still forming, and I already felt erased. They married fast, left town faster. I stayed. I learned how silence screams. Months later, I discovered the pregnancy had been timed long before the confession. The deception was not sudden. It had been rehearsed in hotel rooms and whispered in family dinners where I poured tea for both of them. Still, I let the truth arrive slowly. Let it inject itself into me cell by cell. Because rage that moves too fast burns itself out. I did not burn. I counted. The child was born a year later. A boy. They named him with pride, shared photos, made a life that looked clean on the outside. I watched without being seen, from a distance, from accounts without names, from old friends who didn't ask why I needed to know. He had my ex's eyes. Everyone said so. No one questioned it, except me. Something in the timing screamed wrong. A 3-week overlap between my marriage ending and her pregnancy beginning. Small, almost invisible. But I live in details now. I waited. 2 years. Then 3. Then I took my own test. A private lab. No noise, no trails, no emotion. The results came back in a thin white envelope. Not his. My sister had cheated on my cheating husband, with his rival. Irony is precise when it wants to wound. I didn't confront them. I built. I watched my ex grow arrogant with what he thought was legacy, watching another man's blood being shaped into his own reflection. I didn't hate the child. The child was innocent. But innocence wears faces borrowed from sins. When the boy turned 4, I became visible again. I reached out to the rival first. He already suspected. Men always do when lies grow too heavy. I didn't need to persuade him. I handed him what he already half believed. The DNA. He didn't cry, didn't rage. He only closed his eyes like a man finally standing on his own grave. Months passed. Then one invitation arrived. A birthday party. For the child. All of us, ghosts, traitors, and the man who unknowingly built a family on stolen truth. I accepted. Now we were standing there. The boy behind me, the rival beside me, my ex in front of me. "What did he call you?" my ex whispered. The rival didn't respond. He knelt instead, brought himself to the boy's height. The child repeated it naturally. "Dad." The word shifted ownership in the room. I watched my ex break without touching him. My sister arrived seconds later. She saw the geometry instantly. Me, the child, the rival, her husband. Her knees nearly gave. I spoke, finally, soft, measured. "You never broke me," I said to my ex. "You invested in the wrong future." My sister tried to speak, Sound came out wrong, like a cracked instrument. I placed the envelope on the table between us. Nothing else was required. He opened it, read once, then again. Then the man he used to be collapsed inward like a dying star. I turned away before the sound reached cruelty. Later, as their world folded in on itself, I walked with the boy to the car. He asked why the other man was crying. I told him the cleanest truth a child can understand. Because some people build their lives on borrowed things. He nodded like wisdom had weight. I did not look back. Revenge is not loud. It doesn't scream. It lets truth walk in on its own feet and sit where lies once ruled. 4 years ago, I lost a husband. Today, he lost a future that never belonged to him. And I lost nothing at all.